Greetings and welcome to TAIL Module 2 Unit 11. This Unit 11 is a part of the development phase of ADDIE system design of a course, and we looked at in the previous one the sub-processes. We identified the sub-process of development phase and understood the role of delivery technologies and instruction types. So there were two key components in the previous unit that we looked at. One is delivery technologies and the other one is instruction types. Delivery technologies, while still blackboard or whiteboard is the dominant technology, but plenty of new technologies are coming and are available now readily, and many institutes are slowly started using these technologies, and depending on the technology the activities of development phase will completely vary. While technologies give you certain potential advantages, but to get those advantages you have to understand the role of these technologies with respect to your particular subject and to your audience, and obviously the necessary infrastructure should exist in the classroom. And once again, instruction types, there are also many. Still the dominant one, let us say more than 95% of the time people use face to face instruction, but we have other instruction types, namely blended learning, flipped classroom, and now online courses, which is to a small group of audience, or like a course where you are participating, namely a MOOC. So you have different instruction types, and what happens is the way each instruction type gives you a different type of relationship between the instructor and the students, and that is where it needs to one needs to clearly understand the role of this relationship in making effective use of these instruction types. In this present unit, which is related to instruction material and learning material, the outcome is understand the need and the process of instruction design to develop instruction material. Learning material is fairly simple and straightforward. We will briefly mention that. So the main thing that we are going to focus on, that we need to follow, or we need to have some design of instruction based on which we develop the instruction material. That is a process we try to understand in this unit. Now let us look at these two words, instructor and instruction design. We have already mentioned what instruction design is. Instruction design consists of arranging a series of learning experiences that facilitate the students to acquire or attain certain outcome. Now every instructor prepares instruction material. If he has already prepared, he will be conducting the classroom activities according to that instruction material. Instruction material may consist of the material that instructor wants to write on the board, or the slides they want to project, or video they want to show, whatever it is, but the actual conduct of the classroom activities will be as per the sequence of instructional experiences that the instructor already planned. And so instruction material represents a plan of the sequence of activities. We can call that as a script. We can just make use of the word. There is a lot of reason for using the word script. we will not be going through that, and how these activities are going to be executed. That is, we first write, this is a sequence of activities. I will do activity A first, B next, C next, and so on, and each activity I now write the material for that, and which we are calling them as dialogues. So, script and dialogues are the two words that are used let us say both in theatre and movies, and they somehow they are appropriate words for instruction design. And here, while we talk about availability or need to write a script and then followed by dialogues, but what kind of script you want to write, well, that means what sequence and nature of activities instructor wants to have, or it is the way you want to do it is completely the decision regarding that is completely taken by the instructor. So, one is not legislating what kind of script the instructor should prepare. It depends on the nature of the subject, it depends on the infrastructure or the delivery technologies that you are using, and it depends on the resources, other resources that are available, and it also depends on the facility the instructor has with certain instructional activities. See, there are infinite number of instructional activities available in the literature. Different people have used different things. It is not possible to expect any instructor to be familiar with or have a grip on all types of instructional activities. So, what happens is each faculty member over a period of time will develop some facility and liking for some type of instructional activities. So, the script will be based on with what the instructor feels comfortable with. So, no two scripts, subject matter may be the same, but no two scripts from two different faculty members will be identical. And the framework within which a script is written is called instruction design. That is the word we use, which we will be exploring a lot more in the module 3. And there are several instruction design frameworks. We are not going to exhaustively list them or deal with them. In the literature, because this is something that has been last 60-70 years people have been exploring. So, there are several models proposed and practiced. We will only mention two, out of which we will only deal with one which we are going to use. Two well known ID models are due to David Merrill and David Kolb. David Kolb talks about experiential learning. We will not elaborate on that, whereas David Merrill identified in 2013 5 first principles of learning. The principles of learning do not look very odd, they seem to be pretty obvious, but he is the one first time has put all of them together. And there is a 2013 book written by him related to this instruction design, that is a good source of information. And programs, that is programs would mean it could be a workshop or it could be a 4-year program, and specific practices a teacher uses. So, programs and practices use some or all of the first principles. We will talk about all the principles, and we feel that it is possible to use all the first principles, incorporate the first principles into your instruction. But if for some reason you find it difficult to pay attention to one of the principles, still it is worthwhile. So, learning from a given instructional program will be facilitated in direct proportion to the implementation of the first principles of instruction. If you are able to pay attention or incorporate all the principles, all the 5 principles, then learning is best achieved. So, it is in direct proportion to the way you are using these principles. Now, this is the ID model. It is based on Merrill's principles. It is not exactly what Merrill proposed. It slightly wordings are different, but essentially the model is the same. So, what happens, the starting point for Merrill's principles is what you call the real world problem. So, that is at the center. That real world problem we are replacing by the words, either you call it course outcome or competency. And you start on the first quadrant, activation and motivation. You go through that process, we will presently explain what that is, and then you demonstrate the new knowledge and skills. That is, after activating the prior knowledge, and you demonstrate the new knowledge, and then what you do in the next stage, the student directly applies the new knowledge immediately, or at least gets engages with the new knowledge. So, that is what it is, that we will again say why it has to be like that. And then having done that, the student integrates the new knowledge or new skill that he has acquired with what he already knows. He links it with the earlier knowledge that he has. So, roughly this looks intuitively fairly straightforward and clear, but this sequence of activities will have to be gone through in somewhat in a systematic manner rather than in a haphazard way. That is why we require an ID model like this. Now, the statements of learning principles with minor changes in the wording, otherwise these are the principles as stated by Merrill, but we have slightly taken liberty with some words. Learning is promoted when learners acquire knowledge and skill in the context of real world problems or tasks. So, that is what Merrill has stated. Now, we are saying that real world problems or tasks for us are nothing but course outcomes or competencies. Strictly speaking, when we talk about instructional design, competency is the word that we will use, because competencies are elaborations of course outcomes. Okay. And learning is promoted when learners are motivated about the competency and activate the mental model of their prior knowledge and skill as foundation for new knowledge and skills. So, there are two keywords. One is motivated. Only when you are motivated you pay attention to what is happening in the class or what is happening in an instructional activity, and without attention obviously you already lost the student and none of the other activities will have any meaning. And then you activate the mental model of the prior knowledge and skill of the student. So, that is the second principle. And learning is promoted when learners observe a demonstration of the knowledge and skill to be learned. The instructor is demonstrating the new knowledge. It could be an experiment, or it could be a lecture, it could be presentation of something else, a video, or even conducting an experiment in the lab or showing a physical object, but he is demonstrating. We are not saying lecturing about the knowledge, demonstrating the new knowledge and skill to be learned. Then learning is promoted when learners apply or engage with their newly acquired knowledge and skill. That means you immediately after demonstration the students are engaging with that knowledge, or it could be just apply. For example, apply will strictly is related to solving a problem, whereas engaging can also related to understand activity or any other higher level activity. that is why we use the word apply, stroke, engage with. Learning is promoted when learners reflect on, discuss and defend their newly acquired knowledge and skills. So, we will elaborate on each one of these principles a little more. Now, attention and activation. As we already mentioned, attention, if I can't get the attention of the students, whatever that I do subsequently, it does not serve any purpose. You can blame the students, but if I do not have the attention of the student, and you lost it already right in the beginning, and you can blame so many factors for not getting the attention, but that is a different issue. First thing is, how do I get the attention, and how do you go about doing this? To get their attention, the best way, if you are able to do, give a small story of 1 minute, 2 minute kind of thing, or give some example of the activity that you are going to actually present later, or you can present as a case study, or you can even simulate something. So, some behavior, if you can, these days you do have access to laptops and projectors, and so you can prepare a interesting simulation and get their attention. Of course, this activity should not take too long. If it takes too long, then you do not have time for actually demonstrating the new knowledge. And the next thing is, after getting the attention, the students need to be able to link their new learning to something they already know. See, unless you are able to link to something that you already know, you will not be able to gather the new information. You will not be able to absorb new information. So, that is the way the brain functions. We will not elaborate that, but you should be able to immediately link any new information to that. So, what do? You activate that knowledge to which the new information can be linked. You activate. Generally, many teachers already do, saying that let us look at, or let us review what we have done in the last class. That is one way of invoking prior knowledge. Or sometimes the prior knowledge may come from some subject that the students have learned maybe a semester ago or a year ago, or invoking something from a high school subject. So, one has to spend a little time to activate and represent that, so that if it is in the long term memory, he has partly forgotten, that knowledge is brought at the, what do you call, we call it short term memory area, so that you can process that information, or you can relate the new information to that. So, as a part of that, instructor needs to assess current level of knowledge and build on it. The old learning needs to be activated by bringing it to the surface. That is what we say invoking. It is a strong statement, nothing new can be learned unless it is linked to existing concrete knowledge. But in any course or in any subject, there is always something that you are not, there is no prior knowledge that you already have related to that. So, the only way that can be learned is you can only learn it by rote, that is, something is presented on the board or something is written on a piece of paper, you just mug it up, that is all. That we consider as kind of learning, and that kind of learning will vanish immediately after the exam is over. So, a teacher will have to make a very strong attempt to link the proposed new knowledge to the existing knowledge of the students. Agreed that all students will not have the same levels or same knowledge before coming to the class, but that is what one has to be prepared to do so. We will not say what happens if so many students are differ from each other, how do you take care of it. The only thing that you can say, it takes time. If you have it or not, it takes time to carry all the students with you. And now, what are the type of type of, we call it instructional components. What are the type of activities that you can use for, under this stage of attention and activation? One is explaining why, motivational stories, simulations, multimedia presentations. It can be class discussion, it can be a quiz, you can recapitulate something, a field trip, gathering data and data analysis, advanced graphic organizers. What they are, we will be elaborating more. For example, we have already stated one of the advanced graphic organizer is a concept map. So one can, it does not mean that all of them will have to be used all the time. An instructor can choose or should make a decision what are the most appropriate one for the particular competency on hand. Now coming to demonstration, this is easier for any teacher to understand because that is what he or she is doing all the time. That is, demonstration is presentation of new information. It can be presented through a lecture and a blackboard, or lecture at a PPT presentation through LCD projector. It could be any of that. One is presenting new information, and depending on the kind of problem that you are looking, one or more worked examples of all or part of the problem that show how the presented information is applied to specific situations. So this is where the contribution of the instructor will come. How many problems do I present? What is the scope of each problem, and how do I address all features of that, whatever I consider important features of that competency. And obviously demonstration should be consistent with the type of skill being promoted. Let us say the goal of take electronics, with which I am familiar. If you the competency is related to designing an electronic circuit, but if the demonstration mainly focuses on and stops with explaining the function of the circuit, not the design, that means you do not work out a design example. That is, design example means what is the functional requirement of the circuit, how do you choose components, what kind of alternatives that are available, how do you go about doing. That is, if you do not go through the design of a circuit, that means you can say demonstration is not consistent with the competency, because we are promoting competencies related to design of a circuit. So the teacher must demonstrate the design of a circuit. So learner should be guided to relate general information or an organizing structure to specific instances. So specific instances are required rather than only you present a theorem or explain in general what's its importance, what it is doing, and leave it at that. Obviously that kind of thing will not stay with the students. Now what are the instructional components that you can use? Interactive lecture, multimedia presentations, simulations, example problems, field demonstration, experimental demonstrations, the graphic organizers or advanced graphic organizers. To say graphic organizer is nothing but a graph or a table or some kind of a block diagram, fairly simple. Advanced graphic organizers, it could be, as I mentioned, it could be a topic map, or it could be a concept map, etc. Okay. So these are the instructional components that an instructor can use. We will once again go through some of these instructional components in module 3. Now come the major issue. Now learner should engage with or apply the newly acquired knowledge and demonstrated skills to solve problems consistent with the competency. That means once again taking the earlier example, if the competency is related to designing an electronic circuit, the student should immediately apply that knowledge of designing a circuit, however simple it is, but it should be immediately applied. And now one of the very important learning principle is a learner should engage with the new information and skills with minimum time gap after demonstration. You cannot say I am explaining now, we will apply this knowledge, let us say a few days later, or maybe end of the semester, or sometimes there are some courses where you stop and say we will apply this knowledge in a course 3 semesters later. That is about the most wrong way of designing a curriculum, where the knowledge that you are imparting is not immediately applied. So, the time gap between demonstration and application should be minimum. This is a major principle normally not followed by majority of the teachers, because you feel that presenting information in an interesting way or do that and leave that application of information to the student to do it at home, and that is the one that does not work satisfactorily. And sometimes there is also a principle, you make the student apply the knowledge without understanding all the theory behind it. You first make him apply the knowledge and then present the knowledge. Actually what we are doing right now in this course, that is we are presenting to you a certain methods of doing, saying that assuring you there is a lot of theory behind it. We are not explaining all the theory and what research has been done and all that, we are not explaining any of that. We just say, almost like asking you to trust us, saying that this is a well researched principles based on which we are presenting you new information. And while the students are getting engaged with the new knowledge, the instructor or the student should receive either intrinsic or corrective feedback to ensure correctness and adequacy of their newly constructed mental model for solving the problem. So, when they are engaging, what are the students doing? They are linking the new information to their existing body of knowledge or existing mental model. While they are doing it, there is a possibility they may be making some errors, and the corrective feedback has to be provided. And what we call coaching can improve learning, or you can say tutoring, providing hints and so on. And then if you want the student to completely internalize that, the coaching should be gradually withdrawn. So, obviously you will have all kinds of you must be smiling while reading this. Where is the time for all this? How do I handle 60 students in my class, and where do I have time in the classroom to meet the requirements of each and every student? Yes, you do not have, and that is what the challenge is, and how to address this challenge is a different issue, but the use of some technology can greatly support this. We will talk about how in the instruction design, that is module 3, some of it, but this is always a major problem, and especially if you have students with widely varying abilities to cater to the low end as well as high end students in the given time is not easy, and many times it may not be possible. You have to use other means to carry all the students with you. Now, the instructional components of apply and engage include note making, that is you may ask these students to write a small note, summarization, individual problem solving, practice, group problem solving, report writing, making presentations, group discussions and many more. These are some of the instructional components which we will deal with in the following module. Then having done that, whatever you have learnt, the learner should reflect a little bit what they have learnt. That means kind of internally look at it, what is it that I have learnt and why is it important, why under what situations do I use this information and so on, or have I understood it correctly. So there is certain reflecting that has to be done by the student, and in that process you may want to discuss with the peers. You talk to your neighbor, or it could be as a group or two people doing that. And if you have taken a position, you should be able to defend that. Yes, this is what my understanding is correct. So you should be able to defend that and then finally relate them to their existing mental model. This is what the process of integration. And what are the instructional components that we use? It can be class discussions, group discussions, there can be a quiz, summarization, and you also state the goals and how far you have come with respect to the goal and where you are and how far to go. This kind of goals and feedback is also one of the instructional components that can be used. Now let us look at the structure of an instructional component. In what sequence do we go? First thing is competency statement, that we are all familiar with. Then the first stage is attention and activation. Then what we do, let us say a competency or an instructional unit can be over 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, it can be any of that. So what happens is, I cannot say in a 4-hour instructional unit I will lecture for 3 hours and spend some time in the beginning as well as at the end making the students use the knowledge for about 20 minutes, and that is how I plan for 4 hours, which is not really the right kind of thing. As we said, the time gap between demonstrating new knowledge and applying that should be as small as possible. That is why we will break it like this. After the attention and activation, you have a small demonstration and a small application, and you keep doing that, a series of them. That is why we normally in a competency you may not require more than 3 such elements: demonstration, application, followed by another demonstration and application. A series of that, after that you actually integrating the new knowledge. And how you want to divide this, a division of demonstration and application, is completely decided by the instructor. It takes some practice, you have to trial and error, and these are best done as a group of faculty or at least 2 faculty interacting with each other. Let us show one example, instructional unit. I will not read through all that. Let us say this is this is how a script for an instructional unit is drawn, is prepared. A table will be a nice way of representing the script. So this is instructional unit 6 of a course on what do you call programming. Understand the jump group of instructions, that is the competency statement, and we have scheduled as for 2 hours. There is no laboratory associated with that. This competency is part of understand program flow control instructions. Under CO3 there are other instructional units, but now coming to there are 2 hours. So the class session is first hour, the activity relevance and the time that I take is about 5 minutes, and teaching activity I am trying to explain, this is not, mind you, dialogues, that is what you speak for 5 minutes is only a script for that, absolutely essential in writing any meaningful programs. That means understanding jump group of instruction is necessary for writing meaningful programs, you cannot otherwise do it, and here we have decided to use the blackboard. Maybe I will show an example and say this is how the jump instruction is relevant. Then activation, I take about 10 minutes, examples from algorithms and C programs already known to the students. So this I will use through using a PPT. Then I consider demonstration 1, about 30 minutes, introduce unconditional jump instructions, which is done through PPT. And then I allocate 15 minutes for immediately applying that, quizzes where the students determine the target of the given jump instruction. As we said, when they are applying the knowledge, they are not applying it to all conceivable situations that one is likely to encounter, but he is immediately getting engaged with that knowledge. And whether, how do you, if I have only 15 minutes, how do I go about doing it? That is a challenge, it depends on the kind of technology that you are using. Okay. Next thing is a classroom session 2 hours, right, second hour. I will just give you 2 minutes for you to kind of read through that. So let us look at another example. Here this we are writing it as instruction unit 12. We call it, its come under CO5, course outcome 5. Under the course outcome 5 we have 4 what do you call competencies. So C4 is related to design precision rectifiers and DC voltage regulators, and we require 2 hours of class. And CO5 is a much longer statement where design circuits that perform a whole bunch of analog linear signal processing functions. So I will not read through all that, and then take the first hour, relevance, activation, demonstration and application. Now here in terms of application, what we are asking, students will simulate a precision half wave circuit and demonstrate its precision over the input voltage range of 10 millivolts to 5 volts. Now the application requires the students to simulate something, that means they must have access. So here the application of the new demonstrated knowledge will require actual simulation, which means the students have the necessary devices with them, and they are connected to the internet, and already the circuit that needs to be simulated is already made available to them. They are only looking at the behavior of the circuit over a certain input voltage range. That is what the script is here. And the second hour, again I will give 2 minutes for you to read through, so you understand all the activities. Okay, that is, we had 2 demonstrations and 2 applications, and finally we are integrating, and we allocated about 10 minutes. What are we doing there? Discuss the role of feedback around an op amp in achieving the 2 important signal processing applications, including precision rectification and voltage regulation. That means there are 2 analog signal processing applications, one is precision rectification and voltage regulation. These 2 are achieved by using an operational amplifier, and we are achieving that mainly using the feedback. So, understanding the role of feedback is absolutely necessary for the student with regard to analog circuits and systems, and that is where the integration we go through the process of discussing the role of feedback. So, we have given you two samples of what do you call writing a script for an instructional unit. Now, coming to a little operational part, instruction material is to be prepared for an instructional unit. That is how we identify. And instruction material has to be organized as per the structure of instructional unit. That means when you are writing, you can actually put title like attention and activation. Under that you have to write what exactly are you planning to present for getting the attention of the student or motivate them to learn this. Then we write below what are the activities that I am planning for activation of the prior knowledge. If I am doing a quiz, I must write what the quiz is actually, or if I am kind of presenting a discussion, I must structure the discussion and do it, because mind you the time is very limited in the classroom, and one can get carried away if once you start a discussion the things can go quickly out of hand and a lot of time can be lost. That is the reason why you have to write the script very clearly. So, you will have for the entire material will have all the things, like you start with competency statement, attention activation, and demonstration and application, which are maybe more than one, and finally integration. Under each one we are using some limited number of instructional components, and you have to prepare material according to that. And choice of instructional components for demonstration application will have to be made by the instructor, which we will be exploring in TAIL module 3. And material, the instruction material will actually depend on the time allocated for each element, instructional element. So, that is how you have to prepare your instructional material. Some of it we may be doing intuitively, but when you do it intuitively we may or may not pay equal attention to all instructional units and all activities. So, if you have some kind of create a template for yourself for instructional unit, then you can start filling it up so that you are not leaving anything to chance. Once again there is a first reaction from the many faculty will be that you are straitjacketing. Okay. It is not at all straitjacketing, it is to provide you create your own guideline for yourself, so that you do not leave certain elements either what do you call by chance, or you do not depend on chance to do a good job. Whereas learning material is not much to be there is nothing great about it. If you talk about an instructional unit, any unit that the two examples we have taken, let us say electronics one, you are trying to look at designing some precision rectifiers and voltage regulators. I may be using this material from a particular textbook or some internet resource. So, what do? I select that material and say pages so and so from this book, or I give you the internet link address and with some annotation. Or if I think that none of the material that I find in the textbooks is satisfactory, I prepare the material and make it available to the student. So, either you are selecting or preparing. And of late the academic management systems that are coming into the market, they permit you to curate the material from textbooks and related video material from online resources. So, what it means is for example, if I say page 76 to 85 is the related material from a particular textbook. Now I can put the entire book on that onto the what do you call on my server, or I can only take that particular few pages and link it with my particular instructional unit. Similarly, video material, if there is a 30-minute video, I cannot give all that stuff. Out of the entire 30-minute video, with respect to this, only a 3-minute portion is relevant to that. There are tools now available, some companies offer you that, where you can clip that a 3-minute presentation that is available on the internet and put it as a part of this. So you do not have to go through watching the entire 30-minute video. So some of the academic management systems permit you to curate the material. That instructor can curate the material and make it available to you. So we request you to try an exercise. It will be an interesting one. We have done this with maybe a few hundred faculty, and it is certainly is an enjoyable experience. Create the structure or script of the instruction unit for a chosen competency from the course you taught or familiar with. You please try doing that, essentially creating the table that we model that we have given you. And we would appreciate if you share the results of your exercise at this particular. And in the next unit, unit 12, we try to now move on to the next one, understand the sub process of implement phase. Because after analysis, design, development, we have the implement phase, and we will explore what can be the sub processes of implement phase. Thank you very much for your attention.